Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. This is going to be a self-care, self-love message. And I set the intention that whatever needs to come through for whoever comes across this video, whether it be emotional well-being, mental well-being, spiritual well-being, or physical well-being, sometimes it's all of them. It's all interconnected. The one affects the other. They all affect each other. Mercury is still retrograde. I'm still having a hard time speaking. Let's get a theme for today's self-love message. Self-love and love in general isn't always obvious. As we grow, we need to love ourselves and others in different ways. And the best way to know how to love others is by learning who we are, truly who we are. And that's always changing because we're always evolving, right? We have the King of Swords. Ooh, that's an interesting energy. Let's just put him up here. The way this King of Swords is sitting, it's like he is so certain about who he is. He knows who he is. He knows what he needs to do. He's got his sword there all ready to use if he needs to, but he's so relaxed, so he doesn't feel like he would need to, but it's almost like not showing off, but his demeanor, as passive as he is, as relaxed as he is, his energy gives off, I know my truth, I know who I am, I know what I'm doing, and if you engage with me, you should know this about me. And I'm getting communication from this. So let's see. Let's get some more cards. So a general theme here might be communication. And then we have the Six of Swords, two sixes, Six of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. So 6 might be a significant number. And at the bottom of the deck we have the Ace of Wands. So the underlying energy is an energy of inspiration, creativity, fire. When I get the Ace of Wands, I always feel like this is the universe providing us with fuel. Fire transforms something, right? So either if we are ready and open to receive this inspiration, this fuel, this energy that the universe is giving us to transform things, to begin things anew, then it will drive us forward, right? And if we're not willing, not ready, it feels like a punishment, like the universe is bringing this stick to give you like a whack, like, hey, wake up, or hey, get moving, or hey, see this, or hey, understand this, or hey, change this. So how we receive it is up to us. It can either be like, okay, I see that. That could anger me, but I'm going to use that as a sign, as the reason for me finally seeing, okay, something needs to happen here. Okay, so we have the King of Swords. This is air energy, so this can be thoughts, beliefs, communication, anything intellectual. So the self-care, self-love message here is that you may need to get into an energy of knowing your truth and being able to communicate it clearly. So we might want to evaluate how we communicate. Do we communicate harshly because that is our defense mechanism? Do we communicate in a way that shows that we are uncertain about who we are and what we're doing and what we believe? And if we are doing that, how can you become more clear on what is your truth, more convicted in who you are? The King of Swords is a pillar of rationality and rectitude. There could possibly be political, societal issues, even familial or work issues, greater things that might make you feel uncertain about your choices, about what you know, about what you think, what you believe. But this is an opportunity to reflect and become clear on, okay, I used to believe this about myself. I used to believe this is how I need to show up in the world. I used to believe that this is my purpose. I used to believe that this is my capacity, my limits. I used to believe that I needed to be harsh and cold in my communication so that people can respect me. I used to believe whatever, right? And now, when there are contrasting or conflicting things coming up in your reality, it can either take you deeper into your conviction, or you can see another perspective and not necessarily adopt whatever an external source is sort of wanting you to align to. You can adjust your beliefs in accordance with your higher guidance, sort of refining what your truth is. Lean on your sense of right and wrong. Don't be overly cautious, and remember that even when a judgment you make is incorrect, if it comes from a place of purity and facts, you're okay. Just don't be too rigid towards yourself or others. The affirmation here is, it's my duty to use my power of speech to inspire and heal the world. And the self-care message here is, make a video of your spouse. I can't speak now. Make a video of yourself speaking to your phone screen. You're not going to upload it unless you want to. You're simply talking. Pick any subject that interests you, but pretend you're addressing the whole of YouTube. How does it feel to speak so openly? Is it terrifying? Is it liberating? Let yourself feel the awkwardness, then move past it. Finding your voice is a long journey, but you can start here. Interesting. So this is giving big throat chakra vibes, right? So you might want to wear blue or use blue crystals or use blue in some way. Maybe do a throat chakra meditation. Find a means of expression. If the circles, your family, your workspace, your relationships don't allow you to speak your authentic truth, right? Or causes conflict, sometimes the universe will push us because the only way to break through is to express truthfully and honestly. But maybe the ways we communicated before, like if you try to address a situation with a person in a kind and gentle manner and they didn't hear you, there might be now a subconscious belief that I have to be harsh and cold and aggressive to get my point across, right? But there are many other options. There are many ways of communicating, right? And sometimes it's necessary to communicate with whoever else is involved, And sometimes it may be necessary to just express what you're thinking and feeling for your own peace of mind, whether that's writing it down or making a video or creating some art out of it, so that it leaves your energy field in your body. We can even telepathically communicate with someone, and this is, please don't send negative vibes to people on purpose because you're angry or you're jaded. Resolve it internally with the person as if you are communicating with them, and maybe envision the best way you could possibly communicate it. Like, if you are not someone who's usually vulnerable, maybe what is required to heal the relationship is to be vulnerable. If you are always too lenient and too understanding and too compassionate with someone, maybe you're meant to communicate a boundary, and it doesn't have to be harsh or ugly. And to be able to forgive yourself if you do end up communicating something in a manner that is less than desired, right? It's also a learning curve. You might have been having emotional turbulence or mental conflict because of the inability to express something, but things are going to get easier now. You're moving to a more balanced state of mind and more balanced emotions. And this is going to create more balance in your life and in your relationship. Once you can express it, how much you give and how much you receive. And balance isn't something that will stay stagnant at one specific point all the time. We, over time, can learn what healthy balance is. Sometimes you're going to be tangibly doing more, and then sometimes you are going to be tangibly receiving more. And that's not a bad thing. But if you've had a 10-year relationship with your company, for instance, and you're always, in that 10 years, you've always been exhausted, you've always been paid below what you are worth, you always have to put in more effort, you always don't get recognition, you never get that. If you have been in this space for a really long time, that is not balance, right? And I think by now we know when another party or a group of people are going to be open to hearing our authentic truth. And maybe we have to get past the fear, even if we know it's going to be received negatively. Maybe it needs to be said to finally end the situation or bring balance to it and restore it and heal it and improve it. We have to be able to get to the point where we understand, okay, the people around me might not be able to give to me as much as I give to them. But if it's now affecting me to the point where it's causing harm, then I'm going to have to communicate a boundary or communicate a no. Or communicate how you would like to receive, what you would like to receive. I think with this card, there's the self-care message for the Six of Swords is about the Ho'oponopono meditation, and that's about forgiveness. If you want to look that up on YouTube, it might be helpful. I also want to look at message for the Six of Pentacles. The affirmation for the Six of Pentacles says, when I'm ready to receive, life gives me exactly what I need. So we need to be able, willing, and ready to receive. Do we have mindsets that I don't need anyone, I'm going to do it all by myself? If I receive, it puts me in a vulnerable position. Do we have these mindsets because previously we didn't use discernment or intuition as to who we should, just sense into an energy, a person, a situation, maybe I should be having boundaries and guarded with this person. But that doesn't mean that I have to be that way with everyone. So even if you are in a good position, emotionally, mentally, financially, whatever, where are spaces where you can ask for help? Because why not? Because you deserve it. And that's not to say you're asking for help as a means of manipulation, as a means of using someone for negative reasons. Say your spouse or your partner, for instance, they love you, they really care about you, they would like to help you with something. Do you always say, no, I have it, because that's just how you've always been, because that's how you had to be to a certain point? Can you say, yes, I would really love if you helped me with this today, because I would love to spend some time with you, and that's the reason? Or because doing something together is much more fun than doing it alone. Where can you ask for help? Let's bring this message together. So the self-care, self-love message theme here for today is being expressive. Maybe cultivating and refining how we communicate, using different means of communication, maybe even technology and social media as a form of expression. What you say about maybe something that's been challenging for you can be helpful for someone else. But if we are merely going onto social media to belittle, berate someone else from an egoic place where we are not being, we're not communicating with wisdom, that is not helpful, right? But if you communicate a very difficult, painful thing from a vulnerable place, but still an empowered place, and that's balance again, more than one thing can be true at any given time, right? Things will get easier and become more balanced when we find healthy ways of expression. And I'm also feeling like this is to cultivate healthy mindsets and healthy beliefs. If you've been emotional about anything, or a certain topic makes you emotional, the more you talk about it, the more you express it, the more you deal and process those emotions, and they become calmer, they become more manageable, they become less painful. Use whatever. I'm also getting that the energies that's happening in the universe, in the world right now, again, can either fuel you or anger and frustrate you. And yes, it's okay to sometimes be angry. Sometimes that's the catalyst we need. But maybe sometimes you need to feel the anger, process the anger or the frustration, and not immediately react with that anger, right? Don't ignore it. Don't suppress it. Be aware of it, why it's there. Ask it what it wants, what the message is, what the lesson is, and then express. Once you've understood where that fire energy is coming from, where that anger, where that negativity or whatever it is coming from, where it's there to catalyze you, but not in the wrong direction or in a negative way. That is the self-care, self-love message. I hope that was helpful. For some reason, the green nails on this card is standing out to me. So somebody might have green nail polish. That might just be a specific sign for one person. Yeah, if you've made it this far, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I hope that you will join me again in another video.